Gaming around 2009 and 2010 had some amazing titles like Arkham Asylum, Dragon Age Origins, Wolfenstein, Fable 3, and Mass Effect 2. With all these heavy hitters, it can be hard for smaller games to stand out, especially with clunky controls and strange design choices. But who doesn't love a little jank now and then? Venetica is an action RPG that was released in 2009 on Xbox 360, PS3 and PC. Developed by Deck 13 Interactive and published by DTP Entertainment in Germany, Mastertronic Group in the rest of Europe, and Rumbax Games in US regions, it earned a 47 on PS3, a 42 on 360, and a 61 on PC. Reviewers praised its easy-to-learn mechanics and interesting story, as well as the difficulty scaling with the characters' level so it felt balanced. On the other side, people felt it was repetitive and crude, and never able to be something truly special. This is a taster of the game, so not a full-on review of the entire thing. I just want to give you guys a little introduction so you can see if this is a game you want to play. We begin in a small village of San Pasquale, where Scarlett is talking to her love, Benedict.
I can't believe it's midsummer already. Time seems to go by so quickly.
Yet, no matter how long I spend with you, it never seems enough. You know, I'm going tomorrow, so did you consider my offer?
I did. And I would love to come with you. But I don't think I can. My destiny is not to be a hero.
But my destiny is to be at your side. Just say the word, and I will stay here with you.
No, Benedict, you can't stay here. I mean, look at you, standing here in that shiny mail.
Also, what's going on with this ADR?
I know it was always your dream. Me, I belong here. No matter what the people say, this is home to me. I'm no adventurer.
Don't worry.
So weird. This intro is so sickly sweet, I think I have diabetes just from watching it. There's an attack by assassins, and Benedict, who is wearing a full set of armor, aside from a helmet, gets struck in the back and dies.
What? Benedict!
Wasn't as easy as I thought.
No. No. This can't be.
You are safe now. That's
Don't
all
do
that
this
matters.
to me, please.
I will be with you always.
Oh no. Benedict, no.
We then end up in a strange ethereal world, talking to a robed figure who calls us his daughter. He tells us we can walk between the living and spirit worlds, and he is death. There's a little more detail to this backstory, but let's keep it simple for now. We wake up in a destroyed house, with a terrifying introduction to the quirky character models this game tried to use.
What are these dark forces?
Hush, child. The time for speaking has passed. You must take your leave. But wherever you go and whatever you do, you must avoid the mountains at night. Creatures from hell roam freely, and no mortal's blade can cut their undead flesh. If you see them, you must run as fast as you can. You are only a weak child. You would be no match for their strength. Now hurry! Go!
She's not overly encouraging, but she sends us on our way. The village is pretty small, And we talk to people, complete quests, and do a little exploring, all with our first main goal of reaching Venice. The overall story takes Scarlet to different countries in search of a grimoire stolen by a necromancer that Death needs to consolidate his power forever. And in this game, it's a positive thing. We need to find the book, defeat the necromancer, and save the world. So nothing too difficult. The game is divided into two main parts. The first part takes place in Venetica, where Scarlet must investigate a series of murders and uncover a conspiracy that threatens the city. The second part takes place in the underworld, where Scarlet must face her greatest enemy. The first impression this game gave was very Fable. Stylized characters with casual conversation, and sometimes over-the-top personalities.
Hey, Scarlet, come inside my beautiful smithy. Sorry things aren't exactly shipshape. Last night, the roof sprung a leak, and my apprentice got a bit arrow-sick in the corner. Then to top it all off, I had to break my pliers over the long hat of an assassin. Apart from that, though, it's been business as usual. So, what can I do for you?
This isn't nightmare fuel at all. It also reminded me of the Risen games, as you have to take your weapon out to get into combat mode, then put it away to be able to interact with objects. There are also small environmental puzzles to solve, and different areas to explore and loot. It has a certain feel where you have to work a little harder, not in a game-breaking way, but in the sense that the game doesn't throw answers at you. If a villager mentions something in dialogue that might sound like key information, it might turn out to be just that. Not all the quests are written in the notebook, so we have to keep things in our head. But they're not super important. More like something a villager said in passing that would help them out. This gives the game an old school feel, where you had to pay attention and not rely on your quest log to do all the work. The gear is done very differently to any game I've played so far. If we find some armor, we can't just equip it. We have to go to the blacksmith, and he can alter it for us. This was a cool little feature, but it does get a little inconvenient if you just want to put on something new you've just picked up. Does the blacksmith have a daughter our age? No one's mentioned her at all.
The blacksmith has a daughter of your age, or so I've heard.
Go ask Matteo. He has a daughter of your age.
Well, I can't help you find any clothes, but I've got a daughter about the same age as you.
Enemies also drop weapons and items which we can use immediately. And of course we can sell them all for some pocket money. Our main weapon becomes the Moonblade, which is kind of a mythical item that few can wield, but at the start we stick to swords. We level up and have points to spend, bumping up our attributes. And we also have physical and mental skills we can unlock, which we can use like spells or just have passively. The mechanic for respawning was weirdly worked in. Like, we run into a couple of guys who blame Scarlet for the attack on the village. Then they pretty much kick our ass.
Now she got what she deserved.
We then just get back up and terrify them.
What are you? A demon? Please forgive us. We had no idea.
Then have the choice of sparing them or returning the favour.
You will pay for your treason. Draw your weapon so you can die like a man.
Oh, and there aren't any checkpoints, so if you wander into a situation that might get dicey, always remember to quick save, just in case. Oh, and there's moral choices in this game too, which makes it feel even more Fable-y. There are 2 endings, so it's not too complex trying to get a good or a bad playthrough, as most of the choices seem black and white. One choice we make in the starting area is which brother we give a house to, as an uncle left it to one of them in the will. The mentioned brother wants to turn it into a gambling den or tear it down, while the other wants to turn it into an orphanage, but he isn't mentioned in the will. We can also choose to make them share equally. The outcome doesn't make a huge impact and they both keep helping us, but it's a nice early warning of moral choices for later in the game. The map is quite simple too, giving us basic information and time of day. So again, like the Risen games, we learn the area we're in and use that knowledge to not get too lost. This is a great little immersive touch that older games used, but I think now it feels a little outdated. This is definitely not a AAA game, nor is it a game that does anything spectacular. But it's a fun game. It's silly in places. It has good enough controls and mechanics. The story is interesting enough to follow. And we're taken to new and different lands which we can explore. What more do you want from a 13-year-old RPG? I haven't seen many of these out in the wild. Mine's a promotional copy, so I've never even seen one with a standard cover. But if you like your old school RPGs, you don't mind a little jank, which I think we've all found a new love for on this channel, give Venetica a go. It's cheap on Steam, so it's not too painful if you want to try. And it has a retro complexity that might keep you playing. It will take you back to when Fable was king, when NPCs had character, and you had to put your sword away before you could loot your fallen enemies. This was fun. Let's do it again sometime. And if you like what you saw, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like down below.